Okay. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. All right, folks. Not sure what went on there with the simulator at all. You guys seem to be able to hear me perfectly fine now, from what I can tell. But yeah, that was very interesting and very strange. Um, I've never had that issue before with the simulator where the stream was just getting completely bonkers and bananas. Well, we've had that issue before, and it just kind of always seems to sort itself out after a quick restart. The problem is I really don't feel like loading the A300 again and getting that all set up once more, and then going back just to have the same issue happen again. So let's see. Let's load Flight Simulator and see what happens. We'll load it up together on the stream and see what we get. But darn, what a letdown. A simulator issue. And I don't know if it's the frame gen mod causing it or what, but it was so strange because when I would click over to Streamlabs on the other screen and just have Streamlabs open, it was fine. You guys could hear me with no issue. But then as soon as I clicked off of Streamlabs and even went to like FlyLive or even clicked onto Navigraph, you guys couldn't hear me again. And that's what makes me think it's a Streamlabs issue and it's conflicting with the simulator. Because when I would click into the simulator would run fine and we'd get all of our frames, but then you guys wouldn't be able to hear me. So I'm thinking it was a Streamlabs issue, so we're just going to restart the simulator here. We'll load back into LaGuardia in the A300, and we will see if we continue to have any problems, and if we do, we're just going to call it a wrap, because I really don't want to have to fly like that, and it's not fair to you guys to have to witness that. So let's see exactly what happens. Who do we have here in chat? If anybody wants to let me know that you're here, and let me know if you guys can hear me okay, and let me know if the quality is okay. It could be my internet too, because we are having a winter storm right now, so it could have something to do with the internet as well. To where if the internet is trying to load like the scenery and everything like that in the simulator, and then also the stream and everything. I have no idea. I've never had an issue like that before, and I really don't think it was the FrameGen mod at all. Because whenever I clicked into Streamlabs and clicked into the browser and like viewed into it, you know what I mean by click into it, right? Make it the active window. You guys could hear me fine. The simulator was running fine. And then as soon as I clicked out of Streamlabs and went back into the simulator is when things started to go to hell. So I'm thinking it has something to do with Streamlabs. Because why would it work perfectly fine when I'm actively clicking around in Streamlabs and then not work at all when I click into anything else? That's just what makes me think it's Streamlabs. But the simulator is fully loaded now, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Let's load back into LaGuardia. We'll zoom right in here. Choose LaGuardia. Pick a parking spot that's decently close to the runway. We'll choose this one right here. And we'll go with the same flight plan. Flight conditions. We have to put this to live. Live weather. Make sure that's all set up. Okay. See what we get here, folks. It's loading okay now. Streamlabs doesn't seem to be glitching out at all. At first, I thought it might be because I was running out of virtual memory. But if we go look at our GPU, we're only at 42% utilization right now as it's loading in. So I don't think that was the problem. I don't think it was my PC at all. Maybe it was just something wonky going on. Maybe it just needed a restart. I don't know. All right, here we are loaded up. Hit ready to fly. Everything is looking good with our views. Everything's looking good with the stream. Nothing seems to be off in any way, shape, or form, right? Everything is looking smooth as butter like it should. Looking around out here, we are still doing all right. Not really any stutters. My worry is that it's going to start messing up again once we start flying, and we're going to have the same result. So everything looks okay for now. 51 frames per second, no stutters. Simulator completely restarted, so let's go ahead and get through this decently fast. You guys will at least get another takeoff out of the deal. So we'll go ahead and request jetway connection, and hopefully we won't have the same issue that we just did. That's just the strangest thing, and I really do think it was Streamlabs, because I didn't even reboot my computer, my PC, because my PC was doing fine. We weren't stuck at any abnormally high utilizations of our CPU or GPU or anything like that. So alright, the jetway seemed to operate with no issues. Let's head back into the flight deck here and let's get our batteries 1, 2, and 3 turned on. Alright, we'll get external power on as well. Nav and logos, we'll get those on. Emergency exit lights, we will arm those. Galley power, we'll get that turned on as well. APU master start switch will come on. Heading up to the overhead, we'll get our aiders into nav. Window heaters, get those on also. Seems to be running smoothly now. Hopefully we can keep this going through the whole rest of the stream here. But now, hey, now my chat is there. Hey, what's up, second stream? Why is that? I didn't see the first one. I can't hear you. Never mind, I can. He's back. Sorry, I was away. I'm at work. No worries. Yeah, we had a little bit of a simulator problem, so we are going to restart. We on leg 1 or 2. This is number 2. So hopefully the simulator will cooperate with us this time around, and we won't have any issues. So let's do a quick loading of our flight plan here, and let's get back to business. Go, return. We will align the IRS. Alright, so now the IRS is going to begin doing its thing. Let's head over here to the EFB. Go to My Flights. We will import from SimBrief. Same exact flight plan that we just used. Refresh the weather. And then we will come over here to Weight and Balance. Update from SimBrief. Apply load to the airplane. We'll skip the refuel time. We'll just get all of our fuel entered in now. Yeah, everything seems to be running smoothly. I think Streamlabs just needed a quick restart. Maybe it was possible that our stream just kind of got a little bugged out there. Because even FlyLive was kind of messed up too. It deleted our departure route. So, very interesting. But everything seems to be functioning as it should, other than FSRealistic, which we forgot to connect. But everything seems to be going okay, so we will just continue along. We'll view our SimBrief OFP again, and we'll get all of this data entered in once more, just to make sure. Our alternate, JFK. There we go, looking good. Our average cruise wind, 251 at 051. And our cost index is going to be 21, not near as good as our cost index on the way down. Cruising altitude, 250, just like we had. And our flight number stays the same. Oop, not Pan American Airways. Eastern Airlines, 265. Okay, perfect. We'll hit next here. Now we need to grab all of this information again. Our block fuel is going to be 24.46. Our zero fuel weight is going to be 252.56. There you go. Zero fuel weight CG is looking like it's going to be 28.36. Alright, there we go. Optimal cruise level is 350, but we're only cruising at 250 for this short little hop that we are performing. We can get our takeoff data entered in as well. Performance, we will sync that. We are departing runway 31 here. And we'll sync that again. Calculate. Yep, it's giving us all the same information. So, fingers crossed, folks, that we don't have any more issues. Flip this over to Flex 2. Actually, you know what? We have to wait for our IRS to completely align before we go any farther. So, I'm terribly sorry about that, everybody. Of course, it was not my intention for the simulator to have a heart attack or Streamlabs to have a heart attack, but we are back and up and running, and we'll try to get this flight done for everybody, just so we can finish up. But if it starts bugging out again, folks, that's probably going to do it for me. I do want to enjoy my Sunday afternoon of football, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any further issues. I suppose... Oh, there's the IRS. So now the IRS is completely aligned here. So this should come up over here. We have to get our trims turned on before we go any further. Now we can get our Flex 2 temp set to 63. There we go. And then 154, 163, and 163. So 154. 163. We get 163 set here as well. And we are going up to 25,000 feet after departure. Okay. And then our runway heading for 31 is going to be 314. No worries, we're flight simmers. This is what we deal with. Exactly. All part of the fun. Okay, let's get our backup artificial horizon all set and ready to go there. And then we will fire up the APU as well. Get our APU fuel pumps on. Go ahead and hit start. The APU is going to start coming to life. Let's go ahead and get our flight plan all entered in now. We can proceed with that. LaGuardia, we're not taking a SID out. It's a direct departure. Let's get a look at our routing here. I don't think I've had a stream yet that went trouble-free from start to finish, right? All passengers have boarded my 738, but it's 10 minutes left before leaving the gate. Oh boy. Looks like they get to enjoy the nice APU, nice cool air flowing through the APU for a little while. We are departing runway 31, as we mentioned. We'll insert that. Like I said, it's a direct departure, but the next waypoint we need to enter in is actually our transition for our SID. So we'll come over here, we'll choose ILS 4 right, which is what we want, and we are going in via the Roebuck 3, which is right here, and Merit is the transition, so we'll insert that. Alright, let's see what we have here. We can clear that discontinuity, and we come over here to plan. And let's see what we got. Yep, so that's looking good. We're going to vector ourselves after the departure. There's Merit. There's Ruzi, Judy, Banky. This is where we will delete that manual. We will delete this discontinuity, and then that should take us right in to runway 4 right, which it will. Okay. That's looking good. Flight plan is set just like we had it before. We'll turn our constraints on both sides. Our altimeter, we need to grab that very quickly. Altimeter, we'll refresh the METAR. Altimeter is 2960. So we will go ahead and get the set 2960. 2960. Altimeters are set. Janet, what's going on? Welcome back. Hope you are enjoying your Sunday. Get the APU bleed on. Alright, external power can come off as well. We no longer need that. Seatbelt signs can come on also. We will get our hydraulics all set and ready to go. I'm not sure if that's actual procedure to turn that on right now. We will get the fuel pumps on as well. All of our fuel pumps are ready to go. Our IRS is completely aligned. We have the most up-to-date nav information. Nav accuracy upgraded, so we are ready to go. Let's try this again. We need to push back out into our... It's a different parking spot than what we had before. So we are going to push back out into the right again. We want the tail to go to the right again. Alright, let's try this again, folks. Hopefully we don't have any issues with the stream. We'll see. Sure am. Going to go see migration with my little cousin in an hour. Nice. Oh. Prepare for pushback and departure. No, we don't want the de-icing treatment. We don't need it. Alright, here we go, everybody. Let's try this again. We said luckily this was a short leg and we didn't really seem to be having any issues with the stream until long after we got up in the air, so fingers crossed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a quick speed run of getting the A300 up and ready to go for departure in less than 10 minutes. We kind of went all over the place, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get our beacons on as well. We need those. We'll get our ignition over to A. Alright, everything is looking good. Seatbelt sign is on. No smoking. We'll get that on all the time. Okay. Same brief integration makes things a lot easier. I agree. Tail right. I could probably start pushback 5 minutes early. It's only 5 minutes. Yeah. As long as all your passengers are there, I don't see why. Alright, we are going to release the parking brake. Commencing push due to icing conditions. Yep. Push completed and brake set due to icing conditions. So I guess we'll listen to them, and we won't push until we are completely pushed back. Especially on longer routes, I agree. And I love the fact that iniBuilds made it so easy to for the weight and balance. Come on. Come on, dude. There we go. Thank you. Especially with the weight and balance, just being able to hit update from SimBrief and just apply right to the airplane. And then same thing in the performance tab. You have the sync button here. That's fantastic stuff for me. But due to icing conditions, we're not allowed to start our engines until we've completed our pushback. So we are going to push back all the way. All aboard, and I'd say that you are groovy and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get some lights on here, actually, so that we can see just a little bit better. There we go. Suppose we can come up over top too and get our dome lights on. Nice and dim. There we go. Pushback is almost complete, and then we will start our engines. So we just have to taxi literally straight ahead right here, make a left-hand turn, and our runway will be right there. So
cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
We have a good engine start. You told me to wait. Okay, so now that pushback is completed, we'll just go ahead and start engine number 2. So engine number 2 coming up. Start valve is open. Coming over here to the right, we have N2 rotation. N1 is beginning to rise as well. Perfect. 20% fuel.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, everything seems to be running smoothly for us. Frame rate is good. The airplane is running great. Looks like engine number 2 has started successfully there. We're going to go ahead and turn number 1 here. Number 1, start valve is open. N2 is coming up. N1 is coming up as well. Oil pressure should be starting to build for us, which it is. Alright. I think it was honestly Streamlabs that was causing the issues. Alright, sounds like we have a good start of engine number 2. There goes the generator. We can come up over top and get our ignition to off. Get our taxi lights on as well. APU bleed will come off. APU master start switch will come off. Probe heats, we'll get those on. That's looking good. Flaps will come over here to this side. Watch flaps go down to 15 degrees. Jason, what's going on? Welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. (9/11). That's not very good. Private lobbies? Ah, yeah, Jesse. I see. I need to finish my stream though, my man, and then I will be back for the private lobbies. Probably about another hour or so. Alright, we should be pretty much all set to go here. Taxi lights are on. FSRealistic is up and running. And we can start our taxi now, everybody. Let's hope we don't have any issues like we just did with the last flight. So give ourselves some power here, get the airplane moving. Alright, everything seems to be going smoothly. Streamlabs is behaving. Flight Simulator is behaving. We're not technically supposed to be turning up here to get to our runway, but we are going to anyway. We make our own rules. We make our own rules, damn it. We will do what we want. There's runway 31 right there in front of us. We aren't seeming to have any stutters yet, so that's promising. New stream, yeah, we had to restart. Alright, here we are, lined up on runway 31. Once again, come up to our overhead and we will get our landing lights on. We'll get our taxi lights, our nose lights over to takeoff. Strobes will come on as well. Flex 2temp is set to 63. Alright, I think that we are pretty much ready to go here, folks, so let's give this another go. Toe brakes full, throttles 40%. Releasing our brakes and pressing toga. Trying to keep her straight on the ground here. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. There you go, much better. She's acting much better now, no lag. No lag whatsoever. Follow the flight director here. (1,500 feet) we'll go to climb power. This means we'll have to lower the nose a little bit to keep our airspeed where we need it to be. Little couple bumps here as we make our way out. We're going to start a right-hand turn to get on course. It was 3,000 feet, which is going to be our acceleration altitude, so we are going to lower the nose. Retract our slats. Retract our flaps, rather. Alright. Still hand flying the airplane. Slats can be retracted. Nice takeoff, thanks, farmer. Still under manual control. Increase our speed to 250 knots. We can start making a left-hand turn to get on course. There's 250 knots. We can start pitching the airplane up again. We're slightly above 250, but that's okay. I don't think anybody is going to complain to the FAA over that. Just about to surpass 10,000 feet. We will lower the nose and allow the airplane to accelerate even further. Still flying the airplane manually here. Now that we are right on course, though, we are going to switch on the autopilot and profile and nav. We should be pretty much all set to go, so we'll get nav turned on here, profile turned on as well. And we'll turn on the autopilot. Alright. Landing lights can come off. Nose lights come off as well. Oops. How's the stream going? Is the stream going okay? Can you guys hear me? All's well? Okay. Good. Good. Alright, now that everything seems to be going much smoother, we should have no problem getting to Boston now. Let's take a look at our METAR for Boston. Let's just see what we're going to be dealing with here. Winds coming in 040 at 18 knots, gusting to 30. Visibility is pretty poor. Broken clouds at 700. Pretty much overcast at 1100. Yeah, so hopefully the ILS plays nicely. Great day for flying, right? I always fly real world weather. I always like to. The only thing I will ever adjust would be the time of day. If I'm flying in Europe or something, I will adjust the time of day just so I can see. But we are heading on up to 25,000 feet. Nice and smoothly. We're not going to be cruising for very, very long at all. We get a look at our flight plan here and our approach. We need to be, once we hit Merit, which is looking like it's going to be very soon. You see, we're going to start descending right about here for Merit to get us down to Boston. Let's get our ILS runway 4 right pin board all ready to go. So this should be a very simple approach. Not expecting anything too crazy to come out of it. Just so happy to be flying above all that nasty weather down there that we are experiencing in good old New England. Alright, there goes 18,000 feet, because we just passed 18,000. Actually, we passed it a while ago. We need to pull this out to standard. There we go. We can set this to standard to 29902. Had extra planes routed here because of the storms up there. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be doing that bad. I definitely think the storm is a lot more calm than they had originally said. They originally said that we were going to get between 4 to 7 inches of snow. And if I look on the ground right there, we maybe have about 2 inches. But the snow is still coming down, and it's supposed to snow until about 4 o'clock. It's just crazy that Eastern used an A300 for these shuttle flights. Isn't that kind of insane? I think it's pretty crazy anyway, using an airplane this big. We got more rain down here this morning, but things have cleared up. Cool. Yeah, the snow is coming down. I can turn my camera and see if you guys can see it. You can see the whiteness of the snow out there. But it's our first snowfall of the season, so can't really complain. The fact that the first snowfall, well, significant snowfall, it snowed, but like flurries mainly and nothing too crazy, so you know, we're pretty happy that the first snowfall of the season is happening in January, so as long as they fill them, otherwise it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, and I think that's what it was. I felt like a lot of A300s used a lot of, I feel like a lot of the times the A300s back in the day, because of ETOPS, a lot of the airlines used them for high-density, short domestic routes. Like a lot of the times you see a lot of that going like you know, American had their A300s in Miami for a little bit, and they only went to the Caribbean, which is like 2 hours, you know. Not the hee-hee tops. Hit that like button and do me a favor, Jesse. Do your bro a solid. And we never turned our TCAS on. Whoops. There we go. Good thing we're not on VATSIM or I would have gotten scolded. Those aren't ETOPS routes? No, I know. And the reason why I'm saying is that they use the A300 on routes like that is because of ETOPS. The airplane couldn't fly over the ocean. I tried to do some research on transatlantic A300 routes as well, and I'm not having much luck. I still can't believe the 737 MAX 9s got grounded. They are beauties, but sometimes they're devils. Yeah, the MAX has been having a rough, it's been having a rough life. Like and subscribe, Scott. You. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Brings us up to 779 subs. Groovy. Getting closer and closer to 1,000. They weren't used for much transatlantic? Yeah. I know, how long is this flight? This flight is, you see the time to go right up here in the middle. About 12 more minutes to go. It's pretty short. Speaking of which, we have to start our descent. So we need to be above 210 and below 230. So we'll dial in 210 and we will start our descent already. And we'll keep our speed down to 280. Down we go already, folks. Yeah, you know, I've never even heard of that DOD, and I've heard a couple of people suggest that to me now, so I think I'm going to take a look at it. Because I was having a heck of a hard time finding, like, Pan Am routes. When we were doing Pan Am yesterday, I had a little bit of a hard time with it. We're going to open up our speed brakes a little bit. Have I ever heard of Flow from Microsoft Flight Simulator? No, I have not. Sadly, the 737 MAX family, it's a thrown-together family because Boeing did not have anything near the A320neo on the blueprints board. Yep, and I think it was rushed. You know? It's perfect for that? Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look into it. Another subscriber had mentioned that a couple days ago. So I'm going to have to look into using that because that sounds like a great little tool for me to use. Flight dispatch. Let me see if I can look that up. Flight dispatch program. Do you know the actual name of it? Is it Flight Schedule Pro? Because I'm getting a lot of results. A320 family had its fair of troubles as well. Yeah, they all do, right? I mean, it's hard to make up. There's no such thing, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a perfect airplane. And that is my most honest opinion. No such thing as the perfect airplane. We're going to lower our speed a little bit too, down to probably like 260, just to help us out a little bit. I hate supersonic in some ways because I don't want flights to be fast. I want to enjoy the experience. Yeah, I mean, flying supersonic is a completely different experience all on its own. Like, what I would have paid back in the day to fly on Concorde would have, you know, what I'd even pay today to fly on Concorde would be something. I also believe a former engineer from Boeing told people that Boeing was betting on that Airbus did not have plans to modify the A320ceo and didn't put any energy on the future proofing. I think Boeing is kind of all over the place, to be completely honest with you. But we are getting bumped around a little bit here, folks. This is going to be a bumpy descent and a bumpy arrival into Boston. Winds are very high. Gusting at 30 knots in Boston right now, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. We'll see exactly how we're going to do here. Alright, there goes standard altitude mode, so we'll take ourselves out of it, and we will set our altimeter according to Boston's METAR data here. We'll refresh it one more time. Winds are still gusting at 30 knots, man. Whew, boy. Altimeter in Boston, though, is looking like it's 2956. So 2956, we'll get that adjusted. There we go. Alright, we're still doing pretty well on our descents. We gotta make 260 knots here by the time we reach Roebuck. Excuse me. I mean, it looks like we're going to be making that, but yeah, we are getting pushed around a lot. Not trying to say I'm nervous, but yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous as heck, guys, for this arrival. But this is where pilots make their money. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff right here is why pilots get paid what they do. I mean, it's where they earn their money, for sure. Get this zoomed down a little bit. We can probably ease up on the descent rate slowly. I would like to have a real max on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I love big screens, and that's why I love the 7.8 and the coming 777X. Yep, you know, there is a max available, but it's by that reduked developer, which is just, you know, that airplane's a real pile. If I'm being completely honest. That's nothing against that developer or anything like that, but my goodness, that airplane is not good. Not good in the slightest. I guess that there are no drinks served on this flight. Nope, no drinks. You all have to die of thirst. Just kidding, of course. You brought your own? Yeah, buddy. That's the way to do it. Sorry that I'm spending so much time in the flight deck. I'm just really monitoring our descent a lot. Given that we are flying into some pretty rough weather here. You can hear the airplane being shaken around quite a little bit. Just passing below 12,000 feet, we're going to be flying into the thick of the soup here very shortly. While we are doing this, let's actually look over at our charts for the arrival and get our localizer frequency all set up and ready to go. That's going to be 110.3, and the course is going to be 035 degrees. Okay. Let's get our MDA. Our max decision height is going to be 218 feet, my goodness. with this visibility, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully we don't have another go-around. And we'll come up here as well and set this to 220. Alright, we're going to slow the airplane down to 240 knots as well. As we are just about to come below 10,000 feet, so we got to meet our speed constraints there. Come on, baby, don't do anything weird with us now. Let us get down nice and smooth, please. Oh right, this is pre-9/11 that's allowed with no problem or expensive drinks. It's tax-free. I've never really drank on an airplane. I've never ordered an alcoholic beverage on an airplane before. The only time I've had to pay for a drink on an airplane was on Frontier, and they charged me, $4 for a bottle of water. So, but I was thirsty at the time and really needed something to drink, so I had to break out the big bucks, Southwest doesn't do that. No, they give you free soda and free snacks. Southwest is my preferred airline to fly usually when I am going around the world. Well, at least the United States, rather. Not the world. So, we'll see. I want to slow the airplane down even more now. We'll slow it down to about 220 knots. I've had many bevies at 30,000 feet. I have not. Cool dude coming in with a subscription. Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome to the MB crew. Thank you for your subscription. That really means a lot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you are enjoying yourself and are getting ready to watch this crazy arrival into Boston in this crazy visibility. So thank you so much for the sub, my friend. Really, really appreciate that. Alright, slowing down to 210 knots now. Especially if you're in first class, I know, right? I've never flown first. I've not had the opportunity to experience that just yet. Once I took a flight for Denver to Colorado Springs, and we only flew to 6,000 feet. That's very short. I've read your airline gives a limited of free non-alcoholic drinks depending on how long of the flight is. I'm fine with some free non-alcoholic drinks. If it's free, it's for me, you know what I mean? Alright, I think that we are at the time now. We're going to throw that into ILS. We're going to throw that into land. And hopefully we can grab the ILS rather shortly. And hopefully it will cooperate, because on the way into LaGuardia, we were capturing the ILS, but it was not descending on its own as it should have. Oh boy, we are getting shaken around here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring out the slats and slow the airplane down to 200. Yeah, look at that. We have a crosswind of about 21 knots, steady, around there. Yeah, I can operate a hybrid airline. It's like a flag carrier, but also a low-cost airline. That's cool. still have quite a bit of ways to go until we hit the runway, probably about 30 nautical miles or so. There it is, localizer. We have grabbed it. Airplane, what are you doing? Airplane, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing, airplane? Not sure why you just made that big drastic turn like that when we were perfectly on track, but you know, whatever. About a 25-mile final. We are established on the localizer. Hopefully we get this, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. We'd all greatly appreciate that. I know I repeat myself a lot when it comes to that, but you are doing the channel the biggest favor by hitting that like button as well as subscribing. If you are new here, I'll be throwing up some flights for later on next week, or this week now that it's the new week. So keep a lookout for that, everybody. I'd love for you all to come and join me and see what else we have in store for our lovely Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think we are doing pretty well on the speed, but I think I'm going to want to slow us down even more to at least slat speed 188 knots. Take a look here. Our approach speed is 132. And we have quite a crosswind here, guys. This is going to be juicy. DX12 or DX11? Maximals, we are on DX12. But only because we are using the frame gen mod. Normally I wouldn't like to use DX12 because I just kind of feel like it makes things... My camera's crooked. Just because I kind of feel like it makes things a little not choppy, but I kind of feel like some of the lines, like on the taxiways, you'll notice the lines on the taxiways are like flickery and stuff. At least for my system, that's what I've noticed when I've used DX12. But I have it enabled now just for the frame gen mod. I mean, we're getting 60 frames per second with all of these clouds. And clouds are set to ultra. Ground level of detail is set to 150. Object level of detail 150. And there's a mixture of medium and high settings. Why are we not going down? See, the airplane's just doing some weird stuff. Like, we stopped descending right there for whatever reason, and I have no idea why, but luckily we caught it. So we'll slow the airplane down to 170 to help counteract the fact that we have to descend a little bit here. And we'll also get flaps to 15 to help slow the airplane down as well. We're at about a 15-mile final now. The autopilot don't want to be cold and snowy? I guess not. Landing mode got turned off too. Why is landing mode not on? There it goes. I don't know. Something's being weird. Something's off. Something is definitely off here, and I'm not really a big fan of it. And why is our autopilot shutting off now? And why are we... What is happening here? in tarnation? Low airspeed. We're at 180. $10-mile final. We are a little bit low, so let's yeah, no, I think I had my speed brake deployed and we exceeded the limit of the speed brakes. Yeah, I had my speed brakes extended. That's definitely what caused it. Oh, God. Oh, man. 5 miles will put the gear down. I can't see a flippin' thing. This is going to be... It's going to be interesting. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Thanks. Speed brakes can't be on under 2,000 feet. They weren't. We were above 2,000 at the time. I had them extended a little bit to help us wean off some speed. Alright, we are at 1,700 feet, which is exactly where we need to be to grab onto the glide scope here. So hopefully it'll grab on. It didn't on the last flight we took. It didn't grab on its own, and the airplane didn't start descending. So we'll see what's going to happen here. You can see the diamond. The diamond is coming down. Alright, we're going to throw gear down. Get our speed set to where we're going to go flaps full. Get the replay mode started. Replay is recording. Flaps will go to full. Alright, we'll see if the airplane starts descending on its own now that we are very close to the runway threshold. Which it looks like it's going to, I think. Yep, it's going to. Okay, so the airplane's doing what it's supposed to do now, which we're very happy about. We'll go ahead and adjust our speed for VREF, which I think we said was 132, yep. Alright, here we go, folks. We're going to be taking the ILS almost all the way in. We have very low visibility. We're probably going to mainly let this be an auto land. Oh boy, this is scary. But this is why I love flying in real world weather, for this stuff right here, you know? Alright, we're going to turn the simulator volume up nice and high for all you guys. Enjoy these simulator sounds. And let's hope we get in. We are 2.5 miles out from the runway threshold. Still no runway lights in sight. Just went under 1,000 feet. We're obviously not taking over control of the airplane because we do not have eyes on the runway. Scary but beautiful, yeah. This is very scary, indeed. 700 feet, no visual of the runway. We are approaching decision height very quickly here. Decision height is 220 feet. Riding my wheel right now, alright. It was just went below 600 feet. It's 500. Still no sight of the runway. We can't even see the ground. Oh, we can start to see the ground coming into view now. There's some views. There's 400 feet. We're allowing the airplane to keep on doing its own thing here. Runway lights are in sight before decision height, which is very nice. We'll let the airplane keep doing its own thing, and then we will just control the flare. Okay, alright, we'll take over now. Woo! Not sure what the auto land was doing there, unless it's not really a traditional auto land, but it was doing some pretty crazy stuff towards the end, so we took over. Sweet, yeah, it was a little scary, but we did it. Why are we slowing all the way down? What is going on here? Our reversers didn't stow. Alright. That's good enough. We came to a complete stop on the runway, but... Here comes the replay, folks. Let's see how we did. Let's see what this looks like from a passenger's perspective. Let's see how we did. Yeah, I had both A and B engaged. No, I didn't. Alright, well... As you can see... We'll back up right here. There we go. Why is it so easy to butter landing in bad weather? If you want to call that a butter landing. I mean, it was kind of a little... We were doing well when the airplane started teetering back and forth, so I took over. See what that looks like from this view. I landed minus 79, yeah. I did. I put her down gently, but it was rather scary towards the end. See, this is where the autopilot started doing some funky stuff. A weird bank to the left, a weird bank to the right, and then this is where I took over. Okay, we'll pop over to this view now. We'll bring the replay back. Planes to fix. Take it easy. Thanks, DOD, for tuning in. Good luck at work today. Thank you for keeping our airplane safe, sir. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. See you on the next one. not like the dramatic from the passenger view? Let's go outside. Let me just turn this down a little bit. There go our touchdown markers, but there's another touchdown marker. Oh, and she drifted right in. Oh, that didn't look too terrible from the outside. We landed a little late, but we were pretty much center line. Boston, so many mutants at River and Fallout 4. Nice landings. Alright, we're going to go back inside, guys. This is going to be the final view of the replay right here. I'm going to bring my camera back on for a second just to say bye to everybody. Remember, folks, if you haven't done so, like this stream already and subscribe if you are new here. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in today. We are going to back this up one more time and get the landing from this view. So everybody enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody that did today. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Happy Sunday.